This is the Kitchen Sink WP Podcast, episode 570.
I program my home computer.
We have a server crash, 404 error, page not found, links aren't working, system is crashing, system is crashing, system is crashing.
Your old HTML website, barely alive. We have the technology. We have WordPress. A new website, better than it was before. Better, stronger, faster. Why, hello everybody, this is Adam Silver, the host of the Kitchen Sink WP Podcast. Thanks for being here. Let's get started. All right, first and foremost, upcoming events. We have one next weekend, WordCamp Pune in India, February 2nd, and I am going to guarantee you that I will not be there. Sorry. Yeah, it's way far and I'm way busy. I'm actually running the day before, doing a quick little training run up in the local mountains. Should be a good time, but yeah, I'm not going to be able to make that. Sorry about that. All right, have a good time if you're there. Moving on, segment one, in the news, a couple things here, actually a whole bunch of things. First and foremost, Post Status has changed hands and is becoming a nonprofit. Post Status is a website, but also a Slack group. It's a community, really great community. I am a member there, been a member since I went completely full-time with Concierge WP. Within a month or so, I paid for that. And the price is coming down from, I'm not sure what it was, but now it's going to be $50, and it's going to be pretty cool. So if you're looking to join and be part of an amazing community, check out Post Status. Also in the news, GoDaddy donates $500,000 to support the WordPress community through the WP Community Collective. I'll put a link in the show notes on that. That's pretty cool. Thanks to GoDaddy for that. What else? Oh yeah, Brian Gardner announced that he is moving to a new role. He's head of community over at WP Engine. So that's pretty cool. He's going to work alongside customers, agency partners, and greater WordPress community, leading strategic initiatives, supporting industry events, and pursuing sponsorship opportunities. Very cool. Brian's a great guy. He's originally out of Illinois. I think he recently moved to the West Coast somewhere, maybe Arizona. Super nice guy, very talented, really, really cool. And he is moving to a new role over WP Engine. And that, and one last thing in the news, quick little 12-week year update. Week one, really bad. I'm not going to lie. I think I did like 23.3% of my things. Week two so far has been much better. As of this recording, actually, I don't know the percentage. I'm at least double that, maybe more. I just haven't gone through yet. It's still early. The week isn't complete done when I'm recording this, so I don't know exactly, but it is better. That is for sure. So I'm looking, it's better. And I have thoughts on that as well. I will do another update like in a week or two. All right, moving on, segment two, meat and potatoes of this week's episode. So starting a new series now on the hot new trend of, quote, no code, end quote, builders. And I have some ideas that I've always been working on back in my head that might make more sense to use a no-code building / app to do things, to format things versus WordPress. I mean, I don't know what I don't know. It's always a thing. And I'm not sure if this is the right way to go. But I keep hearing about these no-code things. So if you all remember, I was trying to build a new thing in public last year, build in public, and it did not go well. It crashed and burned terribly, but I'm looking to reboot that. And I think possibly the reboot of that is in this process of doing something no code, / if you will, using an app of some sort. Maybe using WordPress as the front end, but using an app or some other type of tool and software platform on the back end. So with that, this week's episode is my checking out one of many to come. I'll probably do 4 to 6 of these, one a month or so. First one's called Framer. And I keep hearing about it, seeing commercials for it, commercials being online, like some spots and whatnot, or sponsored ads. And Google's search results says, quote, Framer is a design and prototyping tool that allows users to create interactive websites and applications without writing code. It combines visual design with coding capabilities. So interesting. So that being said, I signed up. I used the website interface because they also have a desktop app. More on that in a bit. I logged in, created an account. There's a free level, pay level. We'll talk about pricing at the end of this. On the web interface, logging in. Now, I've done this in the past. I've checked out Weebly, Squarespace, all the other actual competitors of WordPress. This is, in theory, different, I thought, but maybe not. I don't know. So I log in. I see a lot of settings and choices on the dashboard of sorts. I accidentally closed something because I think I couldn't get back to what I was looking at originally, but I kind of went back to what I think was where I started on the top bar. And on the top bar, there's a drop down. with options like go to dashboard, quick actions, file, edit, view, and layout. Next to that, still in the top bar, are insert pages, sections, navs, and menus. There's layout, there's text, CMS, plugins. Interesting, And then, in the middle of the section, you can drop in a landing page. That's what I did. I created a new page, added a landing page, added some text, and now I see real quickly, just automatically almost, that a second page was created right next to it, like on this big, huge canvas. It's identical. And then I realized what I was seeing. One is the desktop, which was set at 1200 pixels, and the one next to it was tablet size, I think 800 pixels wide. So I thought that was interesting. It automatically just created a mobile version for me, which was nice, I thought, but kind of confusing that it didn't tell me it was doing that. So anyway, on the far right of this landing page area of this, I guess, dashboard with the page there as well, was a welcome to Framer section with 5 videos. And I'm going to be honest, I actually watched the first video, which was very helpful initially, learning the ins and outs and some shortcuts and whatnot. And then the settings and workflow look easy enough once you kind of know where to do a few things. But I will say, I got a bit confused when I wanted to add a blog and connect it to a CMS, i.e. a database. I just didn't understand how that tied together easily enough. And I know there are a lot more videos out there. They have a whole series as well, and third parties over on YouTube have them. And I did check those out a little bit, but it was a bit confusing. Like, can you easily add content, or do you have to do it in this quote CMS section? It wasn't like create new post. I didn't see that anywhere. I didn't see a create new post or a custom post type, add new content. It was just weird to me. And I guess I understand that. I realize that's a thing for me because I've been doing WordPress for so long, as have many of you, right? So keep that in mind. Now, moving forward, poking more things around, plugins, some other settings, whatnot, typical things to mess with. You can publish the page with a click of a button. You get a temporary URL. It's live right then. You can actually redirect it, or you can actually add your own URL, your own domain if you want to map that as well. I didn't go through that. I did not go that whole process. Moved on real quick to the desktop app. I downloaded that. I got asked to enter my email again for activation, which I thought I already did. I then clicked on that activation code that came through email. Didn't work. Waited about 10 more minutes, clicked on it again, and it did work. And the application looks exactly like the web interface, which is good. There's no differences there on the Mac at least. But I'm wondering, which I didn't test, I guess I should have tested this. Do you have to be connected to have it check something? So do you have to be online to use the app? If that's the case, that seems odd to me, because being offline would be more convenient if you have to be traveling somewhere. You don't want to be online. So I don't know about that. Now, moving on to some overall takeaways without going into any more details of like the interface and stuff. It's a little dry, but overall takeaways. Is Framer really a no-code app? Well, maybe, sure. I don't know. I'd actually call it maybe hybrid, as there are ways. I did find certain places that you could add code, yes. And as I said before, I was confused a bit when I wanted to add the blog and connect it to a CMS, i.e. the database. I think that will take some technical know-how and kind of get your head wrapped around it. Maybe not code, but still some knowledge of how things work within its own platform. So moving on to some interesting features. Yeah, the interface is slightly intuitive. It makes sense when you spend enough time in it. Framer has a visual design interface that does allow for people to manipulate components and code. And it's funny that I say code because that's a lot of what some of the documentation says. You can manipulate these things, components and code, but it says it's a no-code platform. It's just confusing here. Okay. Also features would be prototyping. It allows you to interact with preview of an end product, collaboration for team support, which is kind of nice. Version control, also nice. Use cases. Designers I think it's heavy designer focused. They can use Framer to bring ideas quickly to life. I think it's a big design focus there. And again, developers can use Framer to create interactive websites and applications, but that means you're using code, I think. Maybe I'm just misreading this completely. I don't know. The drawbacks. I think the learning curve, if you're new to web design and prototyping tools, are pretty high. I really do. It can also become slightly costly. We'll talk about pricing here in a second. And right now, it's a smaller ecosystem, right? So there's fewer plugins, fewer integrations than other platforms like WordPress, etc. So pricing, there's a personal and business, starts at $5. There's a free level first and foremost, and then there's $5 a month for 2 pages, $15 a month for 1,000 pages. I'm not sure if these are page views. No, pages, I guess just actual pages. 50 gigs of bandwidth, $30 a month. Business plans start at $75 and go up from there. So will I be using this in the future for any of these projects that I have for your pulse monitor? I can honestly say no. I don't think it's going to happen. I think the learning curve on this, for what I'm trying to do, this is not the right tool for me. But if you want to check it out, check it out. Like I said, it's totally free to check out. And actually, I don't think I've even been inundated with the extra emails yet. I'll wait and see on that in the next couple of days. Usually there's that drip campaign of welcome to the platform and you get all the emails. So we'll see what happens there. So again, it's something to try out. It's another alternative out there. Is it truly no code? Maybe. I don't know. I'm not convinced that it is truly no code. I mean, any more than WordPress is no code, the way I use it. So anyway, all right, moving on. Segment 3, tip and tool of the week. So I've been trying to get more organized. In doing that, automation really helps. And with that, I am going to mention, I might have mentioned it many, many years ago. I'm a big fan. I just upgraded my version of Hazel. Hazel is Macintosh only. Sorry for you Windows users, but I did Google this for you. I believe there's an application called Filejuggler for Windows. I think it's a competitor to it and it works the same way. You can automate certain things. So when I have a calendar ICS file appear in a certain folder, my calendar pops up and I can add it to my calendar for an event, and then it deletes it later. I have certain files and things get moved off my desktop based on how long they've been there, what type they are. So I'm using Hazel, highly recommend it, totally affordable, small developer. So I want to support those people as well. So I'm using Hazel. That's the tip and tool of the week to get more organized on my computer itself. So there you go. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up. If you have any questions, go ahead, send it in via email, adam@kitchensinkwp.com, or use the speak pipe function on the website. If you want to support the show, you can become a Patreon. That'd be awesome. There's a link on the website. You can also buy me a coffee there too. If you want to sponsor the show, there's a form, fill it out. I'll get back to you and we'll talk about it. Thanks for listening. See you next week. Now go out and do some awesome things with WordPress. All right, bye-bye.